like if you go too far in the physical direction, the tide is immediately like a problem, even if the scaling for damage isn't an issue. For the Enigma, it's more about if you have like an unmanageable lane, being able to pull that back, being able to ensure that you can farm the jungle as well, but maybe less about actually pressuring the enemy safe lane or whoever the matchup is, as long as they have some way of dealing with the Eidolons. So maybe that might be the difference. Their tide also benefits more from these smaller items. I think that Enigmas, we saw the build, it would usually Midas into BKB or Blink Octarine. You go for like these bigger items, maybe scale a little better, but for Tide, you can start with the small items and take those skirmishes as well.
All right, draft has begun for our final game before the grand final. Remember, the winner of this does go through. The loser finishes in third here at the Perfect World Masters 2017. And LFY will open up their bans with an Elder Titan ban.
And you were right, Paul. They're going right after Heroes, Super's Hero Pool, excuse me.
Yeah, all three. All three. They've left him one of his top four.
Which is the other one?
Sniper PA?
No, it's a Venno, I think, or Necro rather, which he doesn't play anyway recently, so it's not really like leaving him one, is it?
I even think he's a Razor player too, so like they actually, I mean, he can still play Viper. I think Viper serves a somewhat similar role to these other three, but I think they're all subpar compared to the three that Vici have been.
Yeah, I mean, next up on his list is Mirana, for instance, so he's, and that really falls off from his cause, so he's Mirana, Quap, Lycan, Pugna.
None of them fill the same purpose as
exactly.
these three, for sure.
LFY's turn to pick.
The Bane, Vici really have been favouring that quite a lot, and the Tide comes out.
So they actually opted to skip the Tide in the first pick. LFY did, so they definitely have a solution to it. Like you're not going to pick an Ogre when you're like, if you want the Tide or you expected to get it in the second pick. That's just not going to happen, especially in between these two. So banning out the Razor, I'm curious to see what their solution is to the Tide. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Timbersaw. I think Timbersaw actually does pretty well. It's just those the new talents for his defensive passives are just really, really good on the Tidehunter. It just limits so many of those normal carries.
I don't expect a Wyvern or... Oh, there's a sniper right away. Okay.
It's an early sniper this time around. I guess they feel like if they ban 3 of his heroes in the first phase, they ban another couple in the next phase, and then he's left with virtually nothing. So get it out now, right?
Yeah, well, this has been another go-to, especially in recent patches for Super, and obviously the very last game that we saw as well. This almost goes back to what we're talking about learning heroes. It's not as if Super cannot play other heroes, but just the how threatening it is, the game sense that he has with it, how comfortable LFY are playing with those heroes, something that it's a bit scary to deal with.
You really want to first phase a sniper though? There's a lot of heroes that are good for a sniper. It's really hard for their offlaner. Oh, sorry, they're like mid and one position are also open. Normally the heroes that can counter him are going to be from those positions.
Yeah, especially the ones that Vici have been playing, right? Talk about like a Storm, Slark. A lot of these heroes are not things that Sniper wants to deal with.
Do they focus on the bans now to try and cover some of that?
Yeah, but your first phase of Sniper, there's only so many bans that you have. You only have 2 bans coming out of this phase. So Vici, they take out the Doom, one of the better counters versus Tidehunter, and one of the better frontliners for a sniper. You want these heroes that can create a lot of diversion, just like...
Okay, there's a Storm.
Yeah, Storm is one of the better ones. You can just jump on top of them. Sniper has no disables, no problem. And you're not going to build an Orchid or a Hex as a sniper.
And also, just in keeping with the philosophy, I mean, the Tide pick obviously also fits the kind of strong laner build for Vici. The Bane just being able to go anywhere and bully the lane that he's in, that's the kind of playstyle that they want. And if the sniper has trouble in lane, we saw last game, it might not be as blatant as running a Spirit Breaker at him, but if you keep the Ogre there or someone has to stay to help him out, that makes other lane imbalances even more pronounced in favor of Vici, a harder time laning. You can't help or rotate to the other.
At least they have the Ogre to help out the sniper. They can help him out in lane a lot, and then Bloodlust actually makes it so even if he does have a little bit of a rough game, he can still output some damage. But I'm still a little bit worried about the sniper.
I wonder if they'll ban out the other way, some kind of Witch Doctor, Sand King, some kind of counter initiation. We saw that play a big role in the last game, where even if you get to the sniper, you have a limited amount of time to kill him before they drop their big spells on you, which is Tide was a big component of that as well.
Yeah, you definitely need something big to stop.
Get rid of these.
Beastmaster is actually kind of seen as countered by Tide, so I'm very surprised to see them ban that, but maybe they're worried about the other aspects of that hero.
They had been first phase banning it against LFY quite a bit, also partly because of the synergy there. Well,
all right, let's see. I mean, there's also many good position 4s to deal with the sniper too. Blockwork, I think there's a Spear Breaker you can also play as a position 4 to deal with him, but might make their team fight a little bit like LFY's team fight's actually pretty terrible, especially considering Super plays that team fighting hero. If you have a sniper instead of his like usual Death Prophet,
and he's sitting in the back line, he's not getting involved. Not to
but
start with,
somebody has to get involved. LFY, they're not known as a split pushing team. And maybe you can take like, you know, Morphling or something, go that route later on, but I don't really think that's the way that you want to tackle it here.
Vici?
Yep, kind of forces Sniper to get a Pike first, or at least a 4-staff very, very early on. Just a pretty great position 4. Can also keep the Ogre in place long enough for you to kill him. I like Clockwork or Spearbreaker at the most as a position 4 to deal with Sniper.
he's not afraid of running into the Ogre as well in his early rotations. Neither of the supports for Vici are.
There is a tiny
Glaring weakness for Vici that's starting to emerge at this point in the draft, though, is the ability to take objectives. If one of their last 2 picks is another mobile core or a kind of gap closer, those heroes tend not to be good at taking objectives. So even if they get a good lane start, you have a hero like Sniper and whatever else LFY picks that can hold towers pretty well. So even if they get a few kills early on, it's going to be hard for them to necessarily capitalize off of that until LFY's teamfight synergy can take shape, if that's the direction that they keep going here.
So needs something to deal with the Tidehunter. Most carries one-on-one will just get obliterated, especially when you have these 2 super strong supports from Vici. Like, this 4 and 5 combination they're both like really, really tanky. They're great setup for lanes, and they can almost beat any support one-on-one if you trade. Like, you know, Disruptor or something like that is just going to get slaughtered by any of these 2 running up to lane. So you really, really need a strong safe lane to deal with the Tidehunter.
Do you take another kind of hybrid counter core here? Like, do you just take like a Slark or Jug like early on?
Deal with the Tide? I mean, Jug, I don't think Jug does that great. Gyro doesn't do that great either after Rocket Barrage changes. Slark seems to be their option, but I would say that Vici would be far more, like Paparazzi is way more of a Slark player than Monet. So Witch Doctor's decent. They like teams like the Maledict versus the Tidehunter. There are other options like let's say Disruptor sometimes picked because the Static Storm won't get broken off by Cracking Shell, but he's way weaker in lane.
Time for Vici.
So a pretty common hero there for LFY on the Witch Doctor. They've run it just about almost every game. It feels like that it's been available this tournament, and you see like the counter initiation, sustain, and then there's the other gap closer coming out from Vici in 4 position. Could present matchup problems early on for LFY.
Surprised Omni Knight has made it this far to the pool, but another way to deal with this to help the Sniper out this game seems pretty good. They don't actually have that great of AoE control for the Omni Knight. No way to, you know, Storm Spirit with Orchid, for example, is a really good way to shut down an Omni Knight, but this game just Ravage pretty much. Maybe you could save him if the Bane can find him, but it seems this whole lineup seems to be very based around this Sniper. He needs to have a good game.
And I feel like they could, if they really needed to, they could potentially put him in the safe lane as well, couldn't they?
Yeah, one-on-one versus Tide would be pretty good for them.
Slunk ban out for Vici, which is one of the things we thought. This draft.
Dire team pick. Faceless Void.
Faceless Void's also kind of seen. Chrono doesn't really care about Cracking Shell. However, I don't actually know if they'll have enough damage to deal with it. And
there's the Morphling. We did say it might come out.
Yeah.
So again, 2 mobile cores for Vici. The Morphling can kind of threaten the sniper. He can obviously like be able to push out waves, but also get to the back lines very quickly and burst him down. I think there's enough protection on LFI for that, but as Ben said, damage is going to be a concern, I think, for mid game. Before Monet gets up his items, before he can really combo these ults, before Sniper starts to get items, there's a clear mid game lull and damage there.
Okay, which way are you going, Ben?
I'm easily going with this game.
Yep.
I think they have like just better cores. Like they can move around a lot more. They can farm a lot faster. They can do a lot more damage without items. And they have all the better lane matchups and the better team. First phase of Sniper, generally just not a fan of. If you have to resort to that, I don't have that much faith in your draft.
All right, Vici for you, Jack?
I'm actually going to go with LFY. I feel like despite many advantages that Vici has, they don't have too much in the way of taking objectives. And I think at some point LFY is going to reach their late game timing, and I think they'll have enough tools to protect the sniper at that point.
All right, very much. Time to head into the arena then for our first game of the final series of the night. An all-Chinese affair to find out who goes through to the grand final and plays newbie. Time to hand you over to the L boys for an hell of a time.
Thank you so much, Paul. My goodness gracious, what a character this guy is. But it is an all-Chinese affair. Lacoste, my man, we're going into this one. It's the lower bracket finals, Vici versus LFY. I think some people thought that this could have been the grand finals. What do you think about these two teams in the draft?
Well, yeah, sadly, the strongest region is out. For those who don't know, Complexity lost. For this team, I said LFY and Vici were the strongest one, in my opinion. Newbie is there, so one of them is going to go out. You can see the difference in the banning stage when the two Chinese teams clash. You can see the DP being banned out in the first stage, DK, even Medusa as well.
Yeah, saw down there as well. The crowd reacting to Young 11, doing a little bit of taunting, while also Monet not shy about getting in on the action as well. I feel like we're infecting the Chinese servers a little bit with our taunting and everything else that comes out. But it's still a good time, as it looks like Vici will be able to secure the body bombing rooms.
Yeah, Tidehunter against Void. I mean, Void and Witch Doctor lane. I guess with the Void pick, they were trying to get that hero that shuts down Tidehunter pretty much completely. You can't use the Kraken Shell or anything. You can't. But I don't know when this Void comes online, to be honest. You have a Sniper as well, who's not that good of a fighter early on. We have Omni Knight as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an issue as we see Ori there with the blink first, able to dodge away from that Ignite that came out, and well, so far getting a couple denies there on the Sniper. But yeah, that is an issue. Thinking about the damage that they can actually throw into the Chronosphere. Yes. People talk about like the time lock talent at level 15, but that's a ways away before things start actually kicking off.
And they're gonna need those levels up, so I think their lineup is gonna shine around, let's say, 25 to 35, and gonna scale well into the late game.
Absolutely. That's probably the play that they're looking for. Also worth talking about, we haven't seen much Omni Knight today, as it's tended to be banned out, but it got through to the later phases. Do you think this is a mistake? Like, how scary is this hero to you nowadays?
Mostly, it is banned out.
Oh, is he dead?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. Fenrir knew the
strongest hero in the game gets the first blood. You thought I was gonna say dies, but you were wrong. Yeah, the Omni Knight is such a great laner because he can catch up in the farm and can turn the fight easily around with just a couple of spells. Not with the Guardian Angel, it's more of a mid to late game oriented spells, but with just one good heal and repel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on the other side, we have Morphling, which you can morph into Omni Knight, get the heal and repel, and come back and then fight. Some cool spells to steal this game.
Is Fenrir going to kill him again? He has another brain set now, okay. That is some spooky stuff, though, man. Bane, haunting nightmares all over the place.
What a hero. Double damage as well on the top lane. This Omni is going to have a hard time.
Yeah. Does Fenrir just head right back up top with this now? Or I guess he's going to be coming mid and seeing if they can maybe make something happen. The rotation is also going to be there as well, though, from DDC on this Ogre. And seeing that Fenrir heads back up towards the top and seeing if he can bully that Omni a bit more.
Yeah, bottom lane, we have Tidehunter. Good counter with the VD, WD, Maledict against him. Works magic. Really cool spell. I thought they were going to pick maybe a Disruptor, early on because they have a glimpse, so they can send back the Clockwork, also can shut down the Tidehunter as well.
Right. Yeah, that could have been pretty good. And we see that Young 11 just keeps on taunting up there as they're chasing up here in the other side. A good bit of damage there again from the Maledict, but now Young 11 not really going to be in too much of a worry about all that. As up top, they again force back in Flame a little bit, causing some more trouble, and so much so that they've decided to bring the Ogre up to help him out a little bit.
When you pick a Witch Doctor, you want to have that active carry that can actually deal the damage. Now you're just completely relying on RNG.
Not necessarily going to be the best of times. This Tidehunter is going to get a whole hell of a lot, as already Monet not really able to zone him out too much. But a big creep wave there, going to be pushing back against him. As far as like rotations or anything go, is there anything we need to really keep our eyes out for in this game? Is it, where do you expect to see some action?
Well, Clockwork, he rotates mid. Sniper has no boots of speed yet. They can easily get the kill, or if they overextend on the bottom lane.
Okay.
He has a boots of speed for himself. Rune is spawning.
Yeah. And Young 11.
Oh, haste as well, spawned bottom. That's a really nice rune for Clockwork.
Like they didn't quite have eyes on it as Fenrir again
nice
going to force
there.
DDC back, and well, they bring in the Omni Knight as well, trying to slow down Fenrir. They don't quite hit there with the heal bomb though, and with that LFY going to be forced back yet again.
So there's the movement from the Clockwork, but he actually did not pick up a haste rune. He bypassed it. He was actually on a mission to ward and the deward. He dewarded near the rune spot, but didn't pick it up.
Okay. Well, as far as the CS is concerned, we're seeing that Morphling is off to a hell of a time already. 30 and 24 on this Morph in comparison to the poor old Faceless Void down there bottom, 26 and 8, who's, you know, so he's had a good time, but he's not shutting down Young 11 as much as they might have wanted.
I mean, it's still a Tidehunter. He can easily recover. With 2 levels in Kraken Shell, I'm not sure they can take him down with some lucky bashes, like 2 bashes in a row. Lanham just camping that haste rune on the bottom.
Ready to go in somewhere if the need arises, and it looks like bottom is where they're going to be looking for something as they are chasing.
From Young 11.
He wants to bait them into this one if possible. They have the Maledict down, not a ton of damage, but Afu in some trouble now as Lanham is going to start to go for the chase. Can they run him down? With the rotation from DDC, it seems like it's unlikely, and in fact, he's just going to drop down those cogs and push them back.
Yeah, Ogre rotated, no mana whatsoever. Just dropped one Ignite.
Oh.
I don't think even without Ogre going there, they couldn't even score a kill. Okay, let's see if they're gonna go on that Young 11.
Not lucky with the bounces, but lucky with the bashes. The Anchor Smash finally comes out, but it's a good amount of damage, and as they chase forward, it looks like Young 11 able to back away. That's a Tidehunter at the end of the day.
Yeah, with the magic wands, he just heals up. Maledict deals no damage.
Hard hero to deal with.
Well, they're gonna need to be careful about the rotations coming up in the next 2-3 minutes. Queen of Pain has TP ready. He's gonna have Sonic Wave up. So she can easily just TP and help the lanes out. Morph 33 denies. That's what? Like
that's a lot of denies, man.
Like that's the XP of the 8 creeps he killed.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And already level 6 for him. I mean, Morphling, as far as like this hero snowballing or anything, he feels like he's much more just the farming type anyways. But how big of a concern is this for you right now if you're LFY?
They don't have too much lockdown for that Morphling, no stuns whatsoever. Besides Chronosphere, he can just, no burst damage as well, he can just morph out of any danger. It's gonna be a super easy morph game.
All right. Well, Ori making that rotation like you were talking about. They have Lanham here as well. Afu able to back out for the moment, but could run into some issues here as Lanham heads back towards mid. The ward was down, and now it looks like the Clop is going to head back in there as Sniper.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah, he walked in for that one. Instead, they're going to try and turn down the Super, and Lanham just going to drop. So a little bit of an odd play there by Vici.
Even with Queen of Pain, I mean, Queen of Pain is level 6. She has 2 points in Scream of Pain and 1 in Sonic Wave. They don't even have enough damage to blow him up.
Well, bottom lane again, Young 11 caught, but not in too much trouble as they're bringing in Landon yet again. It's a lot of damage with the heal bomb, and it looks like still taking some of that magical damage. He's gonna live through it. Raindrops saving lives yet again.
Ultra defensive build on that Tidehunter. Even with level 3 Kraken Shell, just getting that magic wand plus Raindrop works really good against the Maledict.
The call for the shrine as everybody heads over to this direction. They shrine up after Ogre takes the illusion rune, and now they're going to head out around the map. Do you feel like are they making this move because they feel like they need to do something about Morphling, or what's this rotation about here?
It's just Ogre picking up the XP because of the rotations that Omni Knight made. He TP'd bottom, so he wants to collect the XP. He might be in trouble though.
Yeah, there's the rotation from Fenrir, and a good amount of damage coming out as they're already taking that tower and going to waveform through. They do TP in with one now. Can they actually still find this kill? As Paparazzi very low, able to turn it though, almost taking down Afu with the waveform through. As Fenrir trying to back away. They've got Ori coming in as well. This could be really big if he wants to go for the snipe, but it looks like Vici instead just going to call off the charge and realize LFY can't stop him.
Yeah, LFY is wasting a lot of time. They're not getting anything out of it. TPing bottom, trying to help. TPing top, not getting anything in return. I mean, Void is still free farming though. He's going to have that Mask of Madness timing around 10-minute mark, which is great. But who do they kill? They need to kill Morph, which is pretty hard. Maybe a Queen of Pain lock down her.
It all feels really hard, and Paparazzi right now in a position to start to put some more damage onto this tower. The rotation over. They are going to be able to hit the cask, but not really doing that much. I guess one thing that's kind of nice is like Maledict against Morphling. It's the percentage-based damage at least.
Yeah. Burst damage, okay, he has it level 2, 24%.
Kind of cool at least. See if it ends up paying off for them later, but I agree with you. This could be a tough one to try and find that kill on Morphling, as instead it's Vici making the rotation bottom. He's looking for that rune. They have the Nightmare there, going to take the rune.
He needs to skill it.
All right, well, he ends up going for it. The turnaround, the Sonic Wave, every damn thing. And Vici take the kill. Well, maybe though, with DDC here as well, they've already killed off Fenrir. This is going to be a bit of a turnaround. Ori able to get the blink away, but they have the Assassinate on top of him, and the Maledict damage, this is actually going to hurt a fair amount. He does have wand charges. Yeah, he's going to be fine.
A good trade for Vici once again. They traded Bane for a Void. Void needs to find an opening with that Chrono.
And again, the main target you would imagine would be a kill onto that Morphling, but maybe they need to settle for something a little bit less tasty. As Monet is going to head over towards mid, smokes up.
Okay, Witch Doctor just popped the Tome, is level 6, they just smoked up, they're trying to find a kill on Queen of Pain, that's the kill they're looking for.
And anticipating Ori's rotation, but able to get the blink away. Monet not quite quick enough there. Wow, Ori with the quick fingers.
Once again, this is the third rotation from LFY. They can't find any openings. Oh, Queen of Pain with... wasting so much time. You have two carries on a mid lane who are farming. I don't know if they can pressure the tower. Witch Doctor with a good positioning though.
Yeah, trying to find them. They do get the Maledict, but again, all of this expended for a clockwork. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Okay, but they lost the tier 1 tower on the top. Morphling took it, almost has enough gold for ultimate orb. It just seems like such a good Morphling game.
Yeah. Is there a timing though where LFY can make something happen before Morphling comes online, or do you not think so?
They need the Witch Doctor and I guess Void to lock him down with some extra burst damage from Purification. Maybe even Sniper. They're gonna have two Mask of Madnesses on the side of LFY.
Right. Uh-oh. Well, again, they found one, and they do have a Fiend's Grip here, so just gonna right-click and beat down the Ogre who walked into the wrong neighborhood.
Paparazzi gets the last hit. That's the ultimate orb gold.
Almost says Lincoln Sphere. It's 13 minutes into the game almost. Like, Paparazzi has gotten everything that he wanted and more in this game.
He has almost 50 denies.
As a player. 100 last hits as well at the 12.5-minute mark, and not really looking like he's going to slow down anytime soon. I don't know.
The play that they could look into is have a Omni Knight at the right time, at the right positioning, trying to turn around the fight with the Purification and Repel. I mean, the advantage so far, it's only 1k for Vici. Queen of Pain does not have that that much farm, sitting only on 40 CS.
Look at Ori and Monet right now here in the bottom lane, and maybe Monet's thinking about going forward onto Young 11 here. We'll see. They run by each other. He misses the Chronosphere again. Ori too quick for Monet. The young player showing off.
Well, there is no taunt for Queen of Pain, but he just made one.
My goodness, Ori. Everybody's been talking about Monet this whole tournament and showing that he should be deserving of some praise as well.
Yeah, that's a Lincoln Sphere, 13 minutes, 40 seconds in.
My goodness. Well, talk to me a little bit about what this incredibly farmed Morphlane is going to be able to do as this game goes on. DDC brought down incredibly low, and it's just going to be almost dropped. They can't quite find the kill, but now with the grip as well, they're going to be able to do it. Now turning on to the Omni as well. He doesn't have his ulti right now, and instead they turn it around with the Purification, and Paparazzi going to be forced to back away.
This is what Morphling's gonna do, and they have no way to stop the split push coming out from Morph during the mid game.
Well, Ori just taking a couple pot shots on his way back out from the Radiant jungle, but this has felt like it's all Vici gaming in these early stages, and I'm struggling to see what the way is that LFY try to take some agency in this game. There's just not much that they can do.
It's a lot decided during the pick stage. I mean, their lineup is not that oriented for the early. I said 25, 35, and later on. They just need to survive and not get crushed during that time.
And I like the thing that you were talking about earlier, like maybe a disruptor or something in this game. It could have been a nice little answer for the Morphlane. Obviously, they didn't know that he was there at that time, but nonetheless, with very few silences on the LFY team, it's going to be a rough go from this point forward. And in fact, the rotation in now from Vici as they want to try and find a kill. They're going to run into the Ogre. And it looks like they might have revealed the ward there as well. But now, how do you get out with the rest of these heroes? They're able to catch the Witch Doctor, pulling him inside as well. Super's going to blink away while this is going on, but the Sonic Wave connects only onto one of them now. As they back away, they lose Lanham. Vici forced from the tier 1, and Young 11 need to be careful, but Paparazzi showing up. He wants to battle, wants to find Super. The Ravage turnaround, they take him down as well. Young 11 is dying rather rapidly, but it looks like they're going to be able to find the grip, and the Omni Knight going to drop 4 dead from LFY. Vici dominant.
Taking a fight when you're so far behind, without the Void, against the Tidehunter, it doesn't even sound good on a paper. In theory, it looks even worse. That's a Ghost Scepter finished for Morphling. He's really getting out of control this game.
And it's, I mean, the best thing that they can do right now is fortify to protect their creeps. It's a rough go. And Paparazzi, certainly one of the best carry players in the world, knows how to take advantage of this type of timing, so.
Well, the problem is that they don't have any side of initiation on side of LFY besides that Chronosphere. They have nothing to start a fight with. On the other hand, you have a Ravage. If you want to pop it, you have a Clockwork Hook.
Thinking about a Chrono Monet in the bottom lane. They do have Maledict and Witch Doctor Death Ward back off cooldown in 4 seconds, but bottom lane is Paparazzi just pummeling away here to Inflame. Nobody else wants to rotate. He's just going to solo kill him. My God, have mercy.
Void is TPing. He does not want to commit the Chronosphere. Has a Ghost Scepter as well.
This is really not the greatest, and gonna wait for him away for the moment. They're still thinking about chasing. They have the time dilation as well. He takes over the form and able to time walk away from him. Paparazzi making it happen. They do get the Chronosphere now down onto one, but he's switching over and is gonna drop.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed. He morphed to a Faceless Void. I didn't think he's gonna catch him up, but nice play there by Void.
Yeah. Well, obviously a little bit unfortunate there, and now Vici looking to try and right some of their problems. With that kill on Morphlane, where do you look to see LFY go over the next couple minutes?
They just need to lay low. Faceless Void has Diffusal Blade, so with the next Chronosphere, he's gonna deal so much more damage, getting close to that level 15. I want to see what he's gonna go for. He's gonna build towards Lincoln Sphere, so he can't get the shotgun from the Morph because he's gonna die. Might as well go for a 300 HP talent just to survive that, or has a Shadow Amulet now queued up. Shadow Blade.
Huh. All aggression all the time. I mean, he has missed a couple of those Chronospheres, and maybe if he was Shadow Bladed in those moments, they wouldn't have been able to react as quickly.
It's one of the ways to deal with the Morph. He can't Morph inside of the Chrono.
Oh.
Maybe just catch him up, catch him off guard.
Tips in the night up there. Young 11 and Inflame as they're going to head back the other way, but they commit the Fiend script for this now. Repel wearing off very shortly and able to find the turnaround. Sonic Wave, Ravage, everything used, and Inflame still able to walk away. Monet shows up and they're able to get the Nightmare down. Doesn't have the Diffusal Blade out. Young 11 is actually very low here, and he might end up dying to the Sniper. Now Fenrir also getting tracked down and killed by Monet. They find Young 11. Vici just throwing this one away now.
Yeah, really nice play there by Akfu. I love this guy's name, Akfu. So he used the cask and woke up Faceless Void so he can actually deal the damage.
That's really nice.
Don't want to wake him up straight.
Well, Paparazzi, level 16, and getting closer and closer to that E-Blade is up top there, pressuring that out, but I guess I'm thinking about like other morph targets for him. There's not really many that he needs to be going for with the new ability. I guess the one that people talked about was like repelling himself and then morphing back.
Yeah, that or he can Bloodlust himself as well.
Oh, hey, there you go. I guess at the end of the day, though, he's also just going to have that E-Blade done soon, which might not end up mattering as LFY taking down the Tier 1 tower in the top lane. While they send Monet and Afu mid under the cover of a smoke. And it looks like they call out that this is where they want to fight.
Yeah, Chrono is up. They know the Ravage is not ready.
Oh, they're running into him. Right into the middle of him, but they get the silence off. He's not able to make it work. But the cast to turn it, and that should keep him alive. And they missed the hook shot as well. All right, that was a cavalcade of miscast spells.
Yeah, Queen of Pain didn't want to show any items in inventory. She bought the whole Orchid from the base. That's what surprised the Void right there. They should be able to devour this.
Yeah, that should go down shortly. We'll see if LFY now, as Paparazzi is pushing down bottom. Does look like he has that Ethereal Blade coming out to him now. 20 minutes in, so in spite of that death, Paparazzi's still very farmed.
Okay, that's EB completed. Let's see what Omni Knight has. He has a mech, so he's gonna be hard to kill with just a shotgun.
Fenrir, again with the grip, but not wanting to open up on this. And it looks like they're also going to back out with Paparazzi. So Vici not looking to try and take these fights, at least yet. Maybe they could look for more pick-off-oriented play, I guess.
They're fine. What they can do, maybe even sneak into Roche. Morphling deals a lot of damage and Tidehunter can tank it with the Solar Crest on him. That's one of the plays.
You can see the GPM differences there. Just a much easier game for the Morphling so far. It felt like Monet's had to move around the map and make a lot happen in this game. And speaking of which, they are again rotating through the river, seeing who they can possibly find.
They don't know that Tidehunter just picked up a Blink Dagger. Usually you don't see the Tide blinks anymore. Ravage is kind of buffed with the AoE. The travel speed is
Oh, and they're trying to bait this out. Are they going to go right now onto the Morphling? Apu, they walk forward. They see Young 11 there, but they might not be prepared as the hook shot comes in. The blink in, the Ravage onto 3. They're taking him down. Bolt caught in the cogs as well. As Omni Knight just tries to get off the ulti, but he's going to be gripped off to the side. DDC going down. They're looking for more over there in the trees as well. They have gotten away for the moment, but Ori eventually finds the kill, and Afu just trying to hide for all he's worth, but that guy is gone.
Yeah, I couldn't finish the sentence. This game Ravage with a blink will be just awesome. Just to disrupt their initiation, and with the blink on Tidehunter and Morph, they can pretty much blow up anyone before the fight starts.
Yeah, I love the thing that you're talking about too, this solar crest on Young 11, because now they're going into Roshan as super in a completely
I mean, the respawn time is pretty fast, those heroes, because they're not that high levels. With the solar crest, they managed to take it down before they respawn.
Yeah, really good. You can see the replay here. Oh god, there's a Tidehunter, and then suddenly the blink in after the hook shot. My goodness. Monet never stood a chance.
Couple of bashes.
Oh, not quite able to get it. Again, that Orchid paying off. Well, Lacoste, it is 23 minutes into the game. It's 14,000 net worth on the Morph lane. How are you feeling about this game right now for Vici?
I already said it a couple of times that it's going to be a super easy Morph game. He just needs not to overextend this. Well, he can right now because of the Aegis. They need to commit the Chronosphere to actually kill him.
Well, over in the trees, Super has found Fenrir with DDC. So they're starting to bring this guy down low, and we'll eventually get that kill.
The blocked hook on the bottom. I don't think they would have enough damage. Anyways, to kill him, 1.7k HP plus a mech and the hood. Too much magic resistance for that shotgun kill.
Enflame is sort of one of the things that they can hang their hat on right now for LFY. But still with that Aegis, and Paparazzi next going for a Scotty, it looks like. Guy wants to get large in charge. Actually picks up the Blink Dagger first, so he just wants to go in and take somebody out.
He wants to cut the back lines. This is the gap closer for Sniper as well. They have a Clockwork, Ravage with a blink on Queen of Things. So basically they have 3 blinks and 1 hook shot.
Yeah, this is like one of those drafts where you can start really and truly snowballing. He's just running down one, is in some trouble. Omni Knight gonna get shotgun. The mechanism keeping him alive for the moment. The Chronosphere, it's able to catch onto 3. Is this gonna be enough damage though? The Sonic Wave to try and turn it, but the Omni Knight able to find that 1 kill, and now they're looking for the finish. Paparazzi takes him down. They take down Monet as well. A double kill, the blink forward. He finds Apu. Triple for Paparazzi. Even when it's good, it's not good enough.
Morphling just hit level 20. Morph targets allies if he wants to steal something. I don't think there's anything good to steal.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy! He's gone! Ultra kill for him! They're continuing the streak, and it is indeed not going to happen. Young 11 getting reported by his team, I'm sure. But still, 5 dead, 25 minutes in. It's 10-21 Lacoste. This is looking damn near over.
Yeah, they might as well call it. The Tidehunter still has Ravage. I mean, they're not gonna call it because they have tier 2 towers on the mid and on the top. But it's gonna be really hard. They just need to give up these Raxes.
This is a disaster. The highest order right now for LFY. Paparazzi, a very free Morph game indeed. I mean, he's sitting there low, but just blinks away again, and it just never feels like LFY has any way to keep these guys under control.
Well, that's the thing about the heroes like Faceless Void, or if you have a Magnus and you're relying your whole team fight on 1 spell.
Yeah.
Pretty much in 9% chances that fails.
Well, and I think it was those early failed attempts on the kill for Ori, because we're talking about it. There's like no way that they're going to be able to kill this Morph lane up there in the top lane, most likely. But maybe they could have found that kill, but Ori just outplayed him over and over again.
Well, even if they got those kills, I mean, it's still a Faceless Void. He's not that strong early on. He needs a couple of defensive items because Queen of Pain got that early Orchid, so he needs to get probably a Manta Style just to dispel it. He's gonna need to have a BKB at one point as well, so he can build into damage items.
Well, and they do have, you know, some of these defensive items, like you were saying, the Omni Knight, the pipe is done, but likewise, you're just Vici that's so stacked right now in terms of their net worth and ready to go, Ravage up.
They want to keep fighting. Oh, okay, he is gone.
Oh my goodness. He is getting dropped fairly low, but the Ravage comes out as well, up to the side, while the Clockwork initiates on the other angle of it, and Omni Knight trying to keep his buddy there. Monet able to keep him alive as well, but the Fiend's grip, he's dying inside his own Chronosphere, goodness sakes. Guardian Angel comes out, but they are going to find that kill. 3 are dead, looking for more, and GG is called. Vici looking beautiful in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely. This was, I would call it clearly an outdraft and outplay as well. They didn't have anything to lock down more early on with, and their lineup didn't even reach that point. I said after 25 minutes, the game was pretty much over at this point.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, I guess that, you know, when you last pick Morphlane, sometimes things like that can happen. Is that the hero getting to that point now, sort of like a Broodmother, where if you just don't have the answers, he's going to take